This is unique. This bull run, 2020, 2021, we've never seen anything like it before. Structurally, it's completely different, right? Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's maturing. It's getting very much larger players. We have institutions coming along. We've had a lot of speculators that are trading correlations. Everyone's buying right now. Meanwhile, the price is collapsing because you've got this new kind of speculative risk-off trading. Yeah, that's one of the things that's interesting in this year.
Welcome to Crypto Revolution. Today we dive into Bitcoin and what its future looks like as we share clips from What Bitcoin Did's interview with Willy Woo, on-chain analyst and co-founder of Hypersheet. Willy Woo comes with 15 years of experience founding multiple startups. Previously an angel investor and a trader during the 2008 world financial crisis, he now dedicates much of his time with data-driven analysis on cryptocurrency markets. With that said, he has become one of the best-known crypto analysts in the space. After buying his first Bitcoin in 2013, he says he fell down the rabbit hole the following year while in Bali. Thereafter, a swift rise to the top of Bitcoin metrics saw Woo create Wooble, a data resource that documents Bitcoin's transformation as an asset using a plethora of in-house indicators, many of which were created by Woo himself. Does Willy Woo think Bitcoin will see a 10,000 gain in the future? Watch till the end of the video as they discuss where crypto is heading and what it means for Bitcoin.
This is unique. This bull run, 2020, 2021, we've never seen anything like it before. Structurally, it's completely different, right? So you can template all you like the price pattern from 2013. Oh, we're going to do a double pump, but the underlying investor activity is very, very different. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's maturing. It's getting very much larger players. We have institutions coming along. We've had a lot of speculators that are trading correlations, which we saw this last week as for example, this last week, we've had nothing but buying by investors. They're buying on the exchanges, they're scooping it up, moving it off to cold storage, and you can look forensically at the blockchain and go, oh, okay, they're buying. And actually right now, which is really not very common, is that you see the long-term investors. And when I say long-term, I mean, it's not really long-term. You don't know how long they'll hold those coins for, but these are the guys that keep accumulating. They buy, they seldom actually sell any of their coins. And then you've got these guys that are like what I call the swing traders, the medium-term guys that buy and sell. And those guys are buying as well. So everyone's buying right now. Meanwhile, the price is collapsing because you've got this new kind of speculative risk-off trading. People are like leverage trading and they're selling down. That's the only explanation for this price pullback, is that we had the Evergrande. How do you pronounce that? Evergrande? I just read.
I think it's Evergrande.
Evergrande. Okay, Evergrande scare, and also we had the Fed tapering kind of notice, and you can see the S&P 500 starting to test support, and we went into this last weekend like that, and on the weekend trading it started to look very weak, and it sold off, and Bitcoin likewise started selling off. So it was just selling off on a correlation to the S&P 500, where nothing but spot buying. And so yeah, that's one of the things that's interesting in this year, is that we've got different actors in the market, and they're all doing different things. And obviously I look on chain, so I look at what medium long-term investors doing. To see what speculators doing, you really have to use derivatives data, and that's not quite as reliable, but yeah, so we've had this kind of mismatch, and like, I mean, I think a few people got very, very bearish, but there's really no cause to be super bearish. I think there's even a few people that are they still think we're in a bear market, but like, again, structurally on chain, what the real investors are doing is, we've never been in a bear market. Arguably, you might have been tipped into a bear market, but more like a little bit of a bear market within a greater macro set. And so, yeah, that's the interesting thing. This cycle is not a cycle in my reckoning. Like, oh, this cycle is different. I'm like, oh, it's not even a cycle. Eventually, the halvening will not be powerful enough, because, what is it? 1.6% inflation rate is what the miners are adding to the Bitcoin supply. Whether it's right now, whether it's 0.5% inflation rate, or is a 0.1% inflation rate, sooner or later, that's not going to mean anything. It's going to go to zero. At a certain point, it's going to break loose from the halvening cycle. And right now is like, the interesting thing is the mining has gotten so large and so like corporate that, we're starting to see numerous like mining operations that are publicly traded. And those guys now, many of them aren't selling because they are really, people investing in them for their Bitcoin. So they're not selling, they sell more equity to get more Bitcoin through their mining operations. So that sort of sell down's gone from some of the large operators. So yeah, I think we're broken loose already. So it's like breaking, I'm not, there's a lot of people thinking, oh, wow, as the thing gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the cycles will lengthen. I'm not saying that either. I think that it's binary. We had this 4-year lock-in from the halvening, and then once we break free, then we're in correlations to macro, and macro cycle at around roughly 10 years. Yeah, it's not like other cycles, because A, we're not in a cycle, and B, underneath the structure of what the investors are doing is completely different than what we've ever seen before.
Well, I think breaking the cycle is actually bullish for Bitcoin. I would exchange a smaller top this year.
Yeah, it's a whole new ball game right now with these markets. Diligence is fully available if you want to be the VC type. So, let's face it, Bitcoin is not going to do a 10,000x from here. Other than Bitcoin, fiat going to infinity in terms of money printing, it's not, in terms of real returns of things you can buy, maybe in a gold-based return, it's not going to do another 10,000x. We might get 100x, maybe 1,000x, but over the next, until saturation.
Do you think Willy Woo's prediction of Bitcoin's future is accurate? Do you think it will see a gain of 1000x? Let us know what you think in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed watching this video, do click on like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news. Till the next video, this is Crypto Revolution.